Yes, anyone? What is an ambiguous grammar? So ambiguous grammar is the grammar from where you can obtain more than one parse tree. Okay, for a particular input and for a particular grammar, if you obtain more than one parse tree or more than one left derivation or more than one right derivation, then that grammar is called an ambiguous grammar. That is what we have learned yesterday. And today we are going to start from this particular thing, this particular concept. So if a grammar is ambiguous, yesterday we have seen that multiple parse trees can be obtained for a same input. So what to do with this kind of grammar? Should we not use it in case of parsing? Because I told you that none of the parsers can work with ambiguous grammars. Okay, none of the parsers can actually work with ambiguous grammar, except one parser. We will discuss it later when we study parsing in detail. So what should we do if the grammar is ambiguous? Should we discard it or what should we do? So it is saying that some of the ambiguous grammars can be converted to unambiguous grammars and used. So before doing this conversion, which is also called disambiguity rule, so using this rule, we can convert an ambiguous grammar into unambiguous grammar. You can, all of you can take the notes. Okay, whatever I'm saying. So using these rules, we can convert an ambiguous grammar into unambiguous grammar. Okay. So what is ambiguity? Actually, for a grammar, in case of parsing, it is a problem. And whenever you deal with a problem, you first understand what is the cause of the problem. So here also, we will try to find out what is the cause that it is giving us multiple parse tree. If we can understand the cause, then we can find a suitable solution and we can get rid of this ambiguity. Is it clear to you? So let us take a grammar and try to understand what is the cause of the problem. So the grammar that we have seen yesterday, E derives E plus E or E into E or ID. So whenever you see something like this with or, this means what? All these productions you can get from E. These are not different. These are not anything different. All of these productions can be derived from E. That is what it means. So if I take an input ID plus ID plus ID, so the input is ID plus ID plus ID. Now let us see what kind of parse trees we can obtain for this input given this particular grammar. So one parse tree can be E derives E plus E, and then you can expand this E. ID, ID, and ID. So this is one of the parse trees that we can get for this input. So how do we get it? Plus, if you traverse it top down, left to right. So first ID I got, then plus ID, then again plus ID. Okay, so what do we get? ID plus ID plus ID. So remember it, whenever you have to traverse the tree, the traversal should be top down, left to right. Okay, so this is one parse tree that we can get. Okay, what is another possibility? Another possibility is E derives E plus E, and then you can expand this E. Then also you can get ID plus ID plus ID. So these are the two ways. These are the two ways of for obtaining this particular input. You can draw it in your copy. Is it clear to everyone how these are obtained? Yes, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you see, in this parse tree, yes, we are obtaining this one, ID plus ID plus ID. But then, given this as the operator and these as the operands, if we try to understand about the associativity, then what is the associativity of plus, of the operator plus? Okay. So you see, if I consider this operand, then on either side of it, we have the same operator. Okay. Then what should be the associativity of this particular operator plus? In this case, in this parse tree, this ID, this and this plus is done first and then this plus. Okay. So it is like this. So this is left associative, as you can understand from this parse tree. This addition will take place first and then this addition. So in this case, plus is left associative. And what about that case? In that case, you see this ID and this ID will be added first, then this one. Okay. That means this will be added first and then this. So this is right associative. Now, what is true for addition? What is true for plus? Which one is correct by the rule? Both of these will give the same result. But if I talk about the associativity of plus, then what is the associativity of plus actually? What is the associativity of plus? Left to right or right to left?
Ma'am, left to right.
Left to right. So plus is left associative. That means the first cause or the first problem with this grammar is associativity is not taken care of. You can note it down. So the first problem with this grammar is associativity is not taken care of. That is why we are getting two different types of associativity from the same grammar and for the same set of input. Okay. So if we are getting two different parse tree for this string, that means here the associativity is not taken care of. That is why we are facing this problem. So this is cause number one. So we have to eliminate this one. You have to remember it. Okay. So what are the other causes that we will see now? So cause number one is associativity is not taken care of in this particular grammar. That is why we are getting two different parse tree for this input, and we are not able to understand whether this plus is left associative or right associative. That is point number one. Now let us see point number two. Can I rub it? Can I rub it? Is it done? Okay. So now if the input is ID plus ID into ID, then please draw the parse trees that you are getting for this one using this grammar. The input is ID plus ID into ID. You will get two parse trees. Please draw the parse trees. One is this. One parse tree is this one. What about the next? How to expand the next one? First of all, you write E into E, right? E derives E into E, then you expand this E as E plus E. And you will get it. Okay. So let us do it. So you develop the habit of drawing this kind of parse trees yourself. Then later on you will not face problem. Why is Bhaskar calling me? Just a minute. Okay, Neha, you have shared the link, right? Many of the students are saying they are not able to join. Just call me now. Just a minute. Let me just share it once again with them. Just give me some time. Actually, Niloy sir used to handle this ERP really well, but now that he's not there, several problems are coming up. So many messages in the group. I have not been seeing. I guess the problem will be solved now. Okay. So now let us understand the next problem. So in this case, you see there are two different operators and they have different precedence. So in the last example, we saw that the operators were same. Okay, even if it was plus and minus, so the operators had same precedence, but the precedent that associativity was not taken care of. And in this case, there are two operators and they have different precedence. So if I go by the rule of precedence, then what should be done? This one should be evaluated first and then the addition. Okay. But you see in this case, if I go with this parts tree, then it will give me the correct result. First multiplication will take place and then this result will be stored in this particular E, and then this E and this E will be added. That means addition will be later and multiplication will be first. And if I talk about that particular tree, parts tree, then addition will take place first, followed by multiplication. So clearly this parts tree is wrong and this is the correct one. Okay. So, but this is not specified in the grammar. That is why two types of parse trees are coming up. That means the second problem is that the precedence is not taken care of in this grammar. Okay, so not just associativity, but also the precedence of the operators is not taken care of in this grammar. Is it clear to you? Yes. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have found out the problems that this grammar has. That means if we can find out some way to solve the problem and define the precedence and associativity properly, then this grammar, this ambiguous grammar can be converted to unambiguous grammar and we can use it for parsing. So let us see how can we do that. So we will see one by one how we can solve the problem of associativity and precedence. One thing from here you can see is that which parse tree is correct? This one is correct. Okay. And in the correct parse tree, the operator which has higher precedence is at the lower level. Okay. The operator which has the higher precedence is at the lower level. That is why it is calculated first. So this you have to keep in mind, that the operator which has higher precedence should be forced to be in the lower level. You have to force it to be in the lower level so that there is no option like that. Only this option is left. Okay, so that this grammar has to be written in such a way so that there is no option to write it in that particular way. Only this option is there. So let us see how we can do it. You can note down whatever I'm saying as you take notes in class. So let us see the problems solutions one by one. So first we will see the solution for associativity. That is, same precedence operators are there. In that case, what we did first, E plus E. Okay. And then we had two choices. Either this could be expanded or this could be expanded. That is why we were facing problem. Now, if this is expanded, that will make plus left associative. If this is expanded, that will make plus right associative. So we want to make it left associative. So we have to block this option. Is it clear to you what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to block that particular option. And how can we do it? Let us see. What if I write it in this way? E derives E plus ID or ID. Yes.
Ma'am, do we need the basics of previous classes to understand this topic?
In the last class, I explained what is ambiguous grammar. So-
Oh, that means
Why you
Okay,
were
ma'am.
present in the last class?
actually,
See, these kind of
yeah, ma'am.
na, this TOC, compiler, okay, all these kinds of subjects you have to understand. And for understanding, you have to maintain a sequence. So I always tell you, don't miss the classes.
That's why I was asking, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
You can go through the recording.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, but the recording uploads a bit late. That's why, ma'am. It creates
But
an issue
Shumansa
if we miss something.
Shumansa told me that nowadays he's uploading after every end of the day. Every day
Yes,
he's
ma'am. Yes, uploaded.
yeah. So you better check.
Okay,
it.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I will go through that.
Okay. So now you see, if I write it in this way, E derives E plus ID or ID, then you see how it will be expanded. E derives E plus ID. Okay. So this option, expanding this option is eliminated. You cannot expand it anymore. You are forced to expand it this way, forcefully. Okay. So now the only option you have got is this. So automatically this is becoming left associated. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what we have done is we have written the grammar in such a way that it is left recursive now. Okay. So what did we write? We write E derives E plus ID or ID. So this is a variable. If it is present in the left hand side of this operator, then this grammar is left recursive. Okay. Here it was not specified. Both the options were open. It was present in left side as well as in the right side. Here also it was present in the left side as well as in the right side. So both the options were open. But here this variable E is only in the left side now. That means you have forcefully made this grammar left recursive. Okay. So this grammar you have written as a left recursive grammar. So please note down 2 points. If the grammar is left recursive, then the operator will be left associative. If the grammar is left recursive, then the operator will be left associative. Next point is, if the grammar is right recursive, then the operator will be right associative. And how to understand that this grammar is left recursive? I told you that this variable e will be present in the left hand side of the operator, not in the right hand side. If it is present in the right hand side, that means this grammar is right associative. That you have to keep in your mind. So this is a way of solving the associativity problem. Now we will see how to solve the precedence problem along with it. So for that, note down the operator having higher precedence. The operator having higher precedence should be at the lower level. The operator having higher precedence should be at the lower level. The operator having higher precedence should be at the lower level. For example, please note down. For example, if we have two operators, plus and multiply. For example, if we have two operators plus and multiply, then we have to make sure that multiply is at lower level. Then we have to make sure that multiply is at lower level as it has higher precedence. Then we have to make sure multiply is at lower level as it has higher precedence. Are the points clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the very important points that you have to keep in your mind. Don't forget it. Always you will have to check with these points. So now let us understand what does different level means. Different level means it should be different and at different level in the parse tree also and in the grammar also. This is not different level. This is same level. Why? LHS is only one. RHS might be three, but LHS is only one. That means these three are in the same level. First, you have to understand it. Okay, because these three are in the same level, so we can write multiply also first. We can write plus also first. So we have to eliminate this option. We have to make it different level. Okay, so we have to write the grammar in such a way that this and this are written in different levels. For that, we have to use extra variables in the left-hand side. Let us see how we can do it. So just see how we modify this particular grammar so that the precedence as well as associativity is taken care of. So firstly, you can write it as E derives. E plus, instead of E again, you can take another variable T. Okay, you can take another variable T. Then T derives T into, you can take another variable F. And finally, F derives ID. See if it is clear to you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what does the term ID symbolizing here?
This I told in the first class, identifier.
Sorry, ma'am, I haven't attended any of your class. Yes, sorry, ma'am.
You must go through the recordings. Otherwise, you will face problem.
Okay, ma'am, I will go through.
Okay, students. So this is the difference clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you see, Is the associativity taken care of? Plus is left associative. E is in the left side. Multiply is also left associative. And T, which is the LHS, is in the left side. So associativity wise, it is okay. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Now talking about precedence. Now this is one level. This is the first level, right? This is the second level. That means lower level. And this is finally the third one. Now let us try to construct the parse tree for ID plus ID into ID. Let us see what do we get. Based on that, we will make some other modification also. This is not complete. I have not written the complete one because you will not understand till you draw the parse tree. So this is the input. This should be evaluated first. We understand it. Okay. And these operators are both left associated. So let us see what do we get from the grammar. Now we have to start from E, and there is only one option, E plus T. Right? Now for T, there is only one option, T into F, right? And F derives ID. But from E and T also, we have to get ID. That is why we will write or T or F. So that from here we can write get T, from T to F, F to ID. T to F, F to. Now see if it is clear to you or not. Is it clear to you or not? Just understand, try to understand it. If you have any doubt, any confusion, let me know. Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Others?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the reason I did not write T and F initially is that without this, you will not understand why it is required. Okay. Now that this T need not be expanded like E plus T. So from this E, we just need ID. So how to derive ID? E to T, T to F, F to ID. And from T, we need a F to go to ID. So that is how this grammar is modified. So now this grammar is complete and it is now unambiguous grammar. There is no ambiguity. You can check it with plus also.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can't we write ID in place of T and F? I mean, the second option.
If you write E plus ID,
No, ma'am,
that
slash ID. I'm like, for E you have written E plus T, then other option ID.
actually, that is done to make the levels different. That is the reason. So when you are making the levels different, you will expand in a way so that it will go step by step. Let us see ID plus ID plus ID. What do we get? E derives E plus T. Again, E derives E plus T. T derives F. F derives ID. T derives F. F derives ID. T derives T. T derives F. F derives I. So you see, associativity is also taken care of from this grammar. This is left associative, as you can see. And there is no other way of constructing any parse tree. This is the only way. So our problems of associativity and precedence both are solved. So two small points you can note down. First is for associativity, we look for the recursion, that is the grammar is left recursive or right recursive. So for associativity, we look for recursion, and for priority, we look for the level, priority or precedence. So for associativity, recursion, and for priority or precedence, level. That is what we look for. Okay, now let us move on to some other examples that will make it clear. Now let's suppose this is what we have, and this can be written like this. And what is associativity? What is the associativity of this operator? See this example and try to understand what is the associativity of this operator. In this case, which one you will calculate first?
Right to left.
This one you will calculate first and then this one, isn't it? So this is the associativity, right to left. Clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, from the grammar that we have already seen just now, if we have to modify that particular grammar so that from there we can also get this, then what to do? First of all, you tell me priority wise, which one has highest priority? Which one has highest priority?
Power.
To the power has highest priority, followed by multiplication, followed by plus. So which one should be at the lowest level?
Plus.
Plus should be at the lowest level.
Power web.
Power should be at the lowest level, followed by multiplication, followed by plus. Don't be confused. The one with highest priority should be at the lowest level. And secondly, this is not left associative, this is right associative. We have to keep this in mind. So now that we know both of this, the associativity as well as precedence, so now we can modify this particular grammar. Let us see how we can do it. So E derives E plus T or T. If there is addition in the input, then we need this. Next is T derives T into F or F. Now, can you tell me how to write this? F derives. Let us take another variable G and tell me.
Ma'am, F into G by G.
F into G or G into F? G is, sorry, power F. This is right associative.
Yes, ma'am. G power F. Yes.
And then finally, so when you write a production which is right associative, you have to take care. This variable should be present in the right hand side of the operator. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Which class do you have after this?
Anshuman sir.
He is very, very punctual. He will come just now. Let me complete it. Now, whatever we could not do today, we will continue tomorrow. So just take an example. Okay, I'm using random symbols which has nothing specified. So I have used random symbols, okay. Excuse me. So that you don't know the associativity and precedence of these symbols. So just from the grammar, can you tell me the associativity and the precedence of the symbols? So let us begin with dollar. Dollar is left associative or right associative?
Yes.
Yes,
Left, ma'am.
left. Okay. That means if we have $2, then the left one will have higher priority. Clear? So the higher priority is written this way. Okay, this symbol says that this dollar has higher priority, the left one has higher priority. Next, talking about the associativity of hash, left or right?
Right.
Right?
Left.
How come
No,
right?
ma'am. Left, ma'am. Left.
And at the rate?
Left.
Left.
Now talk about the precedence. Okay, I have written dollar hash and at the rate. Now tell me the precedence.
Ma'am, at the rate followed by hash followed by dollar.
At the rate has highest precedence, followed by hash, followed by dollar. Because these are in different levels. Okay. If the LHS is same, like these two are in same level. These two are in same level, but these are in different levels. So this is at the lowest level, so it has higher priority, highest priority, followed by this and then this. And this is how to write it. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, so tomorrow I think we have a class. So tomorrow we'll continue. It's already 46 and we'll join. And I also have a class after this.